Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah.
Welcome everyone to game one here. We have FIFA Portugal at the home side and Ireland away in the first game of the eNations. I am currently by myself as I'm waiting for my co-caster to arrive. Very busy schedules for everyone. We're trying to get the best show we can, so we will just be a few moments before he arrives. But as you can see, Ireland already on the back foot there. They had a little bit of opportunity, but the defence coming in strong from Portugal, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, how that builds up. But all the best for the lads going in. We do have Tyrone and Mr. Welly here playing for us, and two great players. We managed to catch them during the ELOI finals there at the Aviva, the live stage. Got to meet and have a chat with them, and they seem confident, they seem comfortable. The sub also in the back, we can never forget about. Example also sitting back there with the eyes on the players as well. But that is an opening goal already within the first 10 minutes for Portugal. The defence not really holding up the way they wanted it to. They didn't get the players in the right places at the right times, and that will be a goal opening for Portugal. Not the start we wanted to see from the lads at all. It does come true for Ronaldo there. This won't be the same as the ELOI. This won't be holding the same because it's not 95 boosted. It is whoever you want and the players that you wish to have. So ultimate teams at the ready. A lot of eyes now on what the guys can do here. They need to find some openings, some opportunities, and really start to hammer some goals home, as the hopes of Ireland is on this one. We did have a quick look at the standings there, and every single match counts, and we need to get into that top four of the group out of 5 to make it to the knockout stages, and then it all gets a little bit harder from there. From the information I have got from some of the players in the back, is that this is, the best way I can put it is, this is the group of death. This is the tough one. This is one that could spell disaster for us, but that doesn't mean we don't believe in our players and our team going forward. So we'll see how they can build on this one right now. Playing around the wings, trying to find some openings. The defense seeming good so far, and an interesting format for a 2 versus 2. It's not something you see often in the likes of FIFA. Usually it's that 1v1, but I'm liking the idea of having to work with someone, build a bit of synergy, as they are out on the wing right now trying to find something here. Need to find the right pass to cut in. That's a beautiful pass coming in from Ireland. They try to get it in, but it is stopped by the defender and collected by the keeper. But a good build up and play, and that's what we want to see. As we continue on this one, it will be played out from the back, nice and slow. Nice and slow from Portugal. Not wanting to give up any space right now, as they are trying to get this attack down this wing, trying to work with that. Pull it back towards the centre, control the middle. One of the most important things so far that I've seen, at least from the ELOI, straight over. And make the two players just a little bit bigger, but we do have Pele for Portugal. Keep an eye on what Pele can do in this one. Kevin De Bruyne coming through as well. Davies, a lot of great players showing up already. Ireland trying to work their way back now. 3 defenders strong on that side, but over the top will leave them out of that one. He tries to head it forward to buy some space, but the defender reads it, does get back in time. Well played by Portugal there. Gotta keep an eye on what the next plan is from here. Once again, getting cut out on this left-hand side. We'll pull it back to the defence. A lot of pressure coming out already. Portugal comfortable with this one. Right down the wing again. It's very slow, methodical play coming in from Ireland. They've had some opportunities, but it just hasn't landed the way they wanted to. And right now, Portugal dispossessed. Take it back. Ready to push this one again. That opening goal seemed to be a flash in the pan right now, as the attack hasn't really been as forceful, and it's been very slow. That first one just opened up too quickly for them, I believe, and still a lot to be done by both sides. That one goal lead will be looming over the Irish players here. Oh, it's a good ball coming through from Portugal. They've opened up the defence. There's no one there to defend, but they do manage to get someone. They do manage to swarm the attack. They've managed to douse that one as quickly as they could. It was looked open for Portugal, but a great counterplay coming in. Seems to be the pushback coming now. Ireland on a great attack, but they don't have anyone in the box. They can't find the pass. They do find someone outside the box. They're going to pull this one back, green time it, and they just miss. We've seen it before, and we'll hopefully see more like that, but a great shot from outside the box to open that one up. And yeah, that could have been very, very dangerous. Played back into that centre now. Or into that back line. They're going to try to build themselves up, maybe through that centre. Gotta pick that one across, as we do see Kevin De Bruyne wearing the Portuguese colours. Goal out across to Musiala. Davies out on that wing. They've got plenty of space for fake shotting and fake pumping and trying to get something going, but it's not just there. They will find someone outside the box. They need to swing this one back and find someone else to play it to. Nothing being found right now. They will take it back. Just land straight back to the feet of the Portuguese defender. He's going to try to bring it in, but it will go out for a corner kick in Ireland. Under pressure, but they're holding on for the moment. Here comes the short pass, as always. Or will they actually go for a cross? They're actually going to try to get this one in. The keeper was out to collect it nice and early. Great choice of keepers there with Van der Sar. That will be half time there, and 1-0 to Portugal, and Mr. Welly and Tyrone have a few bits to do in the meantime. But while we're waiting for that, have a quick look at the stats. Possession seems decent. We get to see a little bit of the team there. Mbappe and Ronaldo up front. Van der Sar, lead Cafu, Varane, Davies, Goretzka, Gullit, Musiala, Mane. Decent squad selected here by the guys, and you begin to wonder what's going to happen next now. Another half to go and a little bit of time to play with for Ireland for sure. Back into the action, ready to go here. Ireland mounting an attack already. Great ball over the top. They have the space to find someone here to try to get some skill moves, a little bit of trickery. They will find some space. They will try and get this one into the box, but will be carried away, will be defended well, and as they scramble to get it back, it does go to Portugal. But a great start to the half and a great little lift to the spirits right now, as they found a good opportunity there. They just couldn't get it out from their feet. You see another good opportunity here for Ireland. They're trying to find something, but they just don't have the space. The defending seems very, very solid so far from Portugal, and we do have to wonder about whether they can breach that one, as once again Pele going forward brings it into R9. Will get pulled back to Gullit once again, and it seems like everyone's going for R9 for the moment. One of the classics, one of the legends. Can't blame them on that one, as we do see shut down by Ireland. Good play, but do they have the space to find something? They try to go for a cheeky ball over the top, but just lands straight into the defender's chest, and will take that one down cleanly. You see Davies right now on the wing for Portugal trying to find something. Pulls it back. Playing with that wing really, really well right now, and they're trying to find space to get someone into the box, but not finding anything. They do find a cheeky little pass forward. The keeper goes down, but the defender luckily collects it. That could have been messy, that could have been scrappy, but they managed to circumvent the danger there. The defender does well. They will play it back, and they're being pressed constantly. There's no chance of breathing room here for Ireland, and they do need to get forward. They do need to get that equaliser. They do need to get that goal. Portugal happily to sit this one out and just take that one goal lead. We will see how Ireland choose to attack this one, but look at the space. They haven't been afforded anything whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. They have found some space on this wing. They need to pull this one back, but there's no passes opening, and Mr. Well and Tyrone have a lot to work with. They have a lot to do, but they can't get it off the defender. Kevin De Bruyne in that midfield will just take that one. He's on his way forward now as well, and as they start to pick apart the defence, they haven't found the proper spacing yet. The pause coming through now as well for the Irish guys. They know that they need to make a substitution soon. They need to try to change up the tactics just a little bit to bring on some fresh legs, get something going, because they need to get that goal back. Do have a little bit more to work with here. They do need a little bit more space. They're not finding anything right now, but Portugal are. They can't get the... Oh, that's a wonderful by Cafu there to cut that one out. Great play coming through from Welly and Tyrone. Once again, we're back to this. They're being high pressed. They can't build it up, and once they do, it gets shut down immediately. Multiple defenders coming to cover that area. R9 trying to find something, a bit of trickery there, but he's not finding anything. That's a great ball through. That could be something, but it just doesn't quite land for them. Couldn't get it out from his feet. The defender did well to get the confusion working in their favour, and that was a really big opportunity for Ireland once again, and they need to build more like that. They need to find more spaces like that. Jesus, Stanny. Can't hear him right now, but he has joined the room.
Hello. Can you hear me?
There he is.
Here we are. I do apologize. You know, someone came into my stream last night and they told me to go and touch grass, so I was actually outside trying to find out what this grass was that they're speaking of, and unfortunately I couldn't get the job done, so we go again tomorrow. But it is fantastic to be here, and unfortunately I've joined while Ireland are 1-0 down.
Very early goal as well.
Yeah, it's not looking good in the early stages of this game, but how have they been playing? I've kind of missed it, so be good to get a little bit of be brought up to speed on it if possible.
It's a very high press game from Portugal. They're not affording them any space. There's been some opportunities for Ireland, but they haven't got it out from their feet. It's just been, the shot actually hasn't left. They've had one outside the box and they've had a good opportunity there, but it just hasn't been enough chances for Ireland. But this could be one. This is the example special.
Oh. Wow, yeah, absolutely. Really, really good cross and good connection too. Just getting over the bar, unfortunately. But listen, it looks like it's quite an open game here and quite a tactical game. We're seeing a pause here as well, kind of early on in the second half, right? Oh no, wait, it's late in the second half rather. I'm late as well. I do apologize again. But yeah, some fresh legs now. Looking to get some pace up front, some durability with Eusebio as well, and Diaby coming on. Really, really good players as well, and it's they need something here, right?
Yeah, 100%. They need to get at least a draw out of this. They need to get some points on the board going forward. These games are all or nothing, and they need to get top 4 out in the group. So they need to get something. As we do keep an eye on the standings as they go through, I'll be updating everyone with every single match as we go. But Ireland, they need to find something fast, or it could start to fall apart for them early, and you kind of don't want to see them fall apart just yet.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, in these round robin types, group stage games, it's not 100% essential to win the first game. I don't think you can put too much pressure on yourself. It's not like you're just going to be out. There's plenty of more games to come. So it is a case of you don't want to start like that though, right? You want to get the best result in the first game to get your confidence going and moving on into the following games.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick look at the other match that is there, and that one currently is on a pause at the moment. Actually, it's Netherlands and Germany. They're waiting for their game, and then we will be going up against possibly the winner or loser of that match. But this is, from what I've heard from some of the players I was chatting with, example just before this one started, this is the group of death that Ireland have been placed into. These are some of the best teams going forward in their opinion, and it is a very, very difficult group to get through. But I was saying, to example, like, if you can get out of the group of death, you're going to go against some of the weaker teams then in the knockouts.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when these draws were being made, and Twitter was in uproar for the amount of countries, that the strongest countries really, and I don't mean that in disrespect to anyone else. It's the most known players, in terms of what they've done across the scene globally as well. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Ireland, Germany, Spain, Portugal, and England, right?
Portugal and the Netherlands.
Netherlands, sorry, Netherlands. Yeah, so some of these boys are the best players in the world, like literally. So it is a really, really tough group, and you just got to be thinking to try and get past each game as it comes. And unfortunately, it looks like they're falling a little bit short here, unless they can grab a last-minute equalizer and try and salvage this game.
Yeah, salvaging a point right now would change everything, and it would be great for the guys to go forward just to have that point and to take 2 points away. I think that's what they need to do, is try to take points away from the big teams and put some pressure on them. Would that be right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it has to be a game-by-game mentality. You can't be thinking too far ahead, and you can't think of the past either. If they do manage to lose this game, which it does look likely coming into the last minute now, unless they could regain possession, which they have, this could be it. This is a massive chance here. Final chance of the game. He's gone for the R1 driven pass, and it unfortunately goes past Hullet and out of play, and that's going to be it, Sater. Ireland starting off with a loss here against Portugal. Very tight game though, and I think they can take some confidence in it. There might be some first game nerves as well.
Yeah, so we did have a bit of that at the ELOI. There was some players that did get eliminated early, with Tyrone and Welly actually dropping out before the finals, so there is always that nerves. But I can say this though, at least they're at home now and they can relax a little bit. They're not on LAN, it is still a massive tournament, but they're at home, they can talk to each other, they're in comms, they can relax a little bit and they can get comfortable. So after watching them on the LAN as well and having a chat with them, they are incredible players. And if you manage to catch any of the games, the actual potential for the future with some of the players coming through, like Owen Mulligan making it all the way to finals, and even Emerald making it to semis and taking out some of the big names.
By the way, massive shout out to Emerald. I was watching the broadcast, and it was absolutely yup, Wexford. It was absolutely fantastic, and a massive shout out to him as well. Congratulations to him on his success getting to the semi-finals. Heartbreak for him, of course, with Example getting that winner in extra time. But listen, that we kind of pinpointed Example, didn't we, at the start of this, in the group stages we were talking about, and we said how much of a good player he was, and it wasn't as clear cut as everybody thought it was going to be for him, and that's just a credit to the talent that we have in the country, So fair play to everyone involved, and just touching kind of on Tyrone and Welly here. I think they'll be disappointed with themselves in how they finished, right, in E-League of Ireland. I know, I think I've seen both of their tweets as well, and very disappointed, but again, a learning curve, and now they have to put that behind them. They're here. This is it. eNations. You're representing your country. It's the biggest honor you can have in any walk of life, really, is to represent your country in some shape or form. So listen, they have to put that one behind them. They've started off a bit shaky, but first game jitters. I think you're gonna see a big, massive improvement in this next game.
Yeah, and we'll be getting word from Example if they're going to make any changes as well. So Example might be jumping in for a game if one of the guys don't feel too comfortable going up against some of the other players. So with that sub available as well, fresh hands, I suppose, is also another thing we have to keep an eye out for in the future. But so the other thing, Netherlands 3-1 to Germany right now. They're 3-1 up. Wow. So that's
3-1 up against Germany.
No, Germany are 3-1 up against the Netherlands.
I was going to say that would be a bit of a shock.
which is Dullen, Levy, Finn, Musty, and Umut. You probably know these players yourself.
Yeah, I know of them. I'm not that familiar with them, but I do know of them. And again, like we said, they're just going to be quality players regardless, right? And
Yeah.
it's so difficult at this stage. You know, we're talking about E-League of Ireland. Yes, the standard is pro level and it's fantastic. This is the best of the best, right? This is the pros that are the best of the pros. So it's not easy. And I guess taken away from it, you know, I know some pros. You know, say you were there. You were there on at the finals, right? Fantastic
I was
work, by the way.
casting them, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Very well presented and well broadcasted. So congrats on that. But
Thank you.
What I was gonna say is I know some pros who prefer LAN, right? And I know some pros who prefer online. Now, not many of them, but some of them prefer online because of the exact reasons that you said. With the comfort of their own home, they can have whatever they want around them. They can have clips. They can look back on their work and stuff like that. You know, do you think it's a massive advantage having this online right now, or is it a disadvantage? Would you like to see a LAN event for this type of stuff? I know it's group stages, but I mean, who says no?
To be honest, when it came to me, I always performed better on stage.
Okay.
Because when I'm at home, I just don't feel like it's real. But that's coming from a traditional background of football. Is that like when you're playing football and you're in a massive stadium, you kind of put on a show a little bit more, you know? You kind of, you want to show up
You're
more.
feeling it. You
But
can
if you're
feel the
playing like,
crowd.
yeah, the backfield of like Wicklow and you're up on a pitch that doesn't even have a stand and you're like, I'll just,
Yup, Wicklow.
yeah, yeah, exactly, up Wicklow. But I'll put a few goals in, but I won't be kind of like playing my best because there's no one to really watch it, you know?
Yeah,
But when you're LAN
you want
and
to put on a show for the crowd, right? And
yeah, exactly.
I just want to say a massive shout out to Example as well. I was following it and massive fan of Example. I follow all his YouTube and everything and his tips and tricks, and he's fantastic. So congratulations, sir, on winning the E-League of Ireland the other day. You were absolutely immense and thoroughly deserved for your work rate as well. And it's something that I'd love to get a couple of the pros, if anyone's watching or if anyone's here in the YouTube right now, to get their opinion on kind of the LAN versus online kind of debate, because that's something that obviously as a pro player I'm not, and we all know that. I actually only got 6 wins in weekend league on one of my things this year. We're not going to mention it too much, but I definitely chose that, by the way. I definitely did not lose loads of games at the start, but anyway, but yeah, I'd love to get like the pro mindset and find out like what it is. Would you guys prefer all of these events to be LAN, or would it be a case of, oh, do you know what, online is actually quite handy? You know, I'm in my bedroom or living room or wherever my setup is, and I actually play a little bit better. Or is it a case of what you said, Aaron? I just love playing in front of a crowd, and I want the boys to be there, everybody in person. The buzz is there when you scored. You get an adrenaline rush. You know, is there a mindset change between online and LAN? I'd love to hear some thoughts on that. I really would.
Joe, we could even ask the lads after and see if they want to jump in for an interview and see how they feel about it. We could ask them because they still have one more day after this, and you'll be joining me again tomorrow, and we'll see how that one goes. But I might ask and see if even if Example will jump in and we'll have a little interview with himself and see how he feels about everything. And I think when it comes to LAN, I've always enjoyed it more. I always feel like when there's a crowd there, I can feel the energy a little bit. It's like you always hear the kind of like the pundits on Monday Night Football talk about it, that some places you don't want to go when you're playing away. Like Roy Keane talks about Anfield. When he talks about Anfield, it's like, I remember there was the famous one where they won the treble. The year they won the treble, he was saying that they drew at Anfield near the end, and everyone was like, oh, we've lost the league, it's over now. And he was telling the players, no, we went to Anfield and we got a point. Going to Anfield is one of the worst possible places you could ever go to, and us getting a point, we got a point. We didn't lose 2, we got 1. That's how it works. And that's one of those things that if you're in the crowd and you're at a LAN, if you have to play to your environment, and if the energy is good behind you and everyone's watching you going, we want you to win, you can feel the energy in the room nearly, and it's all about that kind of like that mental edge.
You buzz off it. You buzz off it. It's the same as being on a real pitch on 11 aside and you score a goal, the crowd goes mental, you know. It's not the same compared to just kind of doing it up in the football field on your own, do you know what I mean? Just interested, got a couple of comments in the chat. One of them from JP Slater saying, I prefer a home, definitely. So that's interesting. If we can elaborate on that, JP, that'd be fantastic. Just get some insight. And then Owen himself has commented saying, I prefer LAN. I felt I didn't lose concentration at LAN compared to online. That's a good point. Like, being at home, you're so relaxed, right? Like, you'd be so relaxed that you could just be, your attention span is like 0, right? And then if you're at LAN, you're locked into the monitor. You're nothing else around. You have like the screens or whatever around you, but you're locked into that moment. So, and I feel like that could be a really that could be a really interesting fact about the concentration. So yeah, some nice insight there. If JP would like to elaborate on that, that'd be fantastic. Because I'd love to get some insight into both sides, and because it is quite interesting. We have a Yup Wexford there as well. I know that was your favorite slogan over the
That's
over
me.
the past couple of
That's me.
days.
That's my actual
Oh,
name.
that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, fantastic! No, it was absolutely brilliant, and we are just waiting for the next game, guys.
I forgot I was on my own personal YouTube, and it's the photo of me actually winning the Red Bull 1v1 tournament at LAN. So, yeah, Yup Wexford.
Nice flex. Nice
Yeah.
flex. Nice flex.
Hey, I got to go to Brazil. You know, I went to go to Brazil.
Did you?
Yeah, I won the Red Bull 1v1 tournament. I ended up in Brazil, playing League of Legends.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
we need to send an example out to Brazil to do something. I don't know.
hey, we could all end up in Qatar.
That'd be fantastic. Example would definitely be up for that, I'm sure. But
I'll be benched immediately for Garrett to do the casting instead, but I'll go over witches anyway. I'll bring the water, lads.
At home, I felt concentrated and no distractions. See, that's strange because like that's two separate opinions with the same outcome, really, right? So JP is saying he felt concentrated at home, and Owen is saying that he felt more concentrated on LAN. So that's kind of crazy. I'd love to know like the thinking behind that and the reasons as to why. I know we've been talking about that for a while. You're probably bored now, but I think it's quite a vital piece because a lot of the pros as well are saying that a lot of these events aren't LAN until you kind of get to the finals. And they're saying with connections and servers, and I know there's a lot of talk about that, and even the qualifying systems and stuff. There's a lot of talk about how wrong it is, you know, and how they need to improve on that. So it is really, yeah, it's fine for me or like the normal kind of average player to be talking about this, but we really don't have an insight into as to why or what we're talking about. So it really is pretty cool to be able to ask these pros these questions and get some insight behind it.
Yeah, and maybe even in the future when it comes to the nationals, we could try set up a mini LAN. We could try get just a spot somewhere. We'll get all the guys set up, and we can get all the usual faces in, like JP and Owen them, and even if the Emerald wants to come up from Wexford and he can start screaming Yup Wexford for me in the back, you know, we can just we can try get something going for the lads, because the more we can build on the scene here, that's our main plan here, and bringing myself, you, Gara, and obviously the production teams that I have as well, trying to bring stuff like that forward and make sure everything runs perfectly. We can make more.
It needs to be done.
Yeah,
it needs to be done. It needs to be done. There's so much talent in the country, and I feel like they're not getting the full flourishment and growth that they deserve. You know, I mean, fantastic with the E-League of Ireland and stuff. You know, it's brilliant to see it, but can we build on that? Can we make it better, bigger than ever for these guys, so it attracts the best players all the time? You know, it has to be you know, intriguing, and they want to get involved in it, and they want to be the best in Ireland. And I think we could build on it. I really do. I think the production was really good the other day. And I think that there is something there. There's a foundation now that we can build on. And the players deserve it. They really do, you know. So hopefully we can build on that and go from there. But for now, we're here, eNations. Sayer, I just want to pick up on something that I actually wasn't aware of. And this is probably my fault for not doing my homework. I wasn't aware that you actually had a sub. So you can actually sub someone in here.
Yeah, example is the sub for our national team. So some teams have 4 players, and they'll swap them in between, and then I think everyone has kind of like a duo going where they'll play with one person in particular. I think Example's sitting in the back in case they need a new tactic, because whenever I saw Example, he had some very good different style plays. Like he actually won 1 or 2 of them with these, with like the long ball in close to the front post and someone getting on the end of it. Stuff like that really put people on the back foot and caught them off guard, and maybe something like that might be needed for maybe a really big match where it's getting really close, and just let them jump in for that one, maybe coming up against Germany or something, one of the better looking squads in it, and let them take that one. Yeah,
no, that's really intriguing. I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, it looks like we're just about getting ready to go. I think they're going to reset the server, and
this is a quick friendly, by the way. This is a very quick friendly with Bulgaria.
It's a friendly, okay.
Yeah, because we have a bit of a break in between the games, so it's Bulgaria for this one.
Okay, well, that's cool. A little bit laid back. Give us some insight into how they're going to play as well. And that's another fact as well, Sater, you know, I know a lot of these pros, they play against other pros in friendlies all year long. My Twitter feed
you see that in the chat, do you? Did you see what Stephen just put in there?
What's that?
There will be a LAN next time.
Oh, fantastic, Stephen. That's fantastic to hear. And shout out to Stephen as well for, you know, being a pivotal part, really, in making all this happen as well. So, listen, hopefully hopefully we can build on it. I think there really is. I think esports is the future. It really is, and I think it's gonna steamroll over any other live broadcasting events as well, in the very near future. So hopefully we can build on it, and it's an absolute honor to be a part of as well, and to be asked to be here. You know, commentating over your country in any level of any.
And we're going to be rebuilding
anything.
everything as well from the production side very, very soon. I'm starting to get some stuff done in the background for like full animations, stat sheets, you know, all that kind of stuff. We'll have everything like that built up soon. So everything is very basic right now. We're running everything very basic just to get it out.
We had to start. Everyone had to start somewhere, you know.
Exactly.
And we are a little bit behind in terms of the rest of the world in esports, I would say, grand scheme of things nationally, especially. But listen, the positive thing is that we're trying, right? And that's all we wanted, you know. I know Example was a massive voice in trying to get this done and get this sorted as well. I seen him on my feed as well. So this is positive. It's positive, and I think it's fantastic, and I think it's gonna grow into something beautiful. I think we're gonna have a really big future with esports in Ireland, because of the players, man. The players are really good, you know, and they deserve that platform. So fair play to everyone making it happen in the background.
That's the thing. You have to have the quality in the country, and I think the quality is actually there. Just meeting them, talking to them, and I think one of the things that stood out to me the most, I'm not going to say who it was, but there was one player after that had lost his game, and he sat back and he was talking to some of the other players, and he was going like, "What did I do wrong?" And everyone was kind of like giving him little tips and tricks of what he could have done better. And that's what I think is a difference between a good community and a bad community. Because a bad community just go, "You're dirt, see ya." But if someone turns around to you and goes, "Look, if you just touch up on this a little bit and maybe work on this a little bit, you might be able to take them to the next stage." And just everyone coming together to make sure everyone's at that top level means a more competitive future, which means better, what we like to call it in other games, is scrims. So you're constantly scrimming against other players going, "These guys are slightly better than me. I've beaten them 2 times, they beat me 8 times, but those 2 times are what mattered. I done it." And that could build up more and more in the future.
Yeah, and that camaraderie is definitely essential if we're going to grow with this and we're going to build it. We're going to need everybody in this together. You know, as cliche as it sounds, it is the truth. If we're going to make this happen, we have to we have to be all on the same page, and we want to make this happen as well. And look, like I said, we're doing it. You know, we're all here. We're giving the platform out there. Okay, not as big as some other countries right now, but they all had to start somewhere as well. And I have a feeling once we get the backing and once we're able to actually make this grow into what it is, it's going to take over its own beast. You know, it's going to be its own beast, and I have a very bright future in my head for Ireland esports. I really do, for Irish esports, and not just FIFA in general as well. You know, there's a lot of other games as well. And the man himself, Mr. E-League of Ireland champion. Example, how you doing?
Good to hear from you, Danny. I'm all good.
It's always good.